Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeAndLocation.tv. I'm here at Colossalcon 2014 with a lovely friend of ours that we haven't seen in such a while, Miss Cherami Leigh.
Oh, it's so nice to be back. It's been like years and years.
Yeah, the last time we got the chance for you and I or the whole crew to hang out with you was at MatsuruCon 2012. How have you been since then? I know you got to move out to LA. You got the nice little diamond ring there, you know. So the gentleman has now, sorry, all you other folks out there, there's another nice gentleman who has taken Miss Leigh's hand. So how have you been?
Good. It's been good. Yeah, I miss MatsuruCon. I got married, like you said. I've worked on a couple of shows, shot some films, and recorded some other projects. So yeah, I've been trying to stay busy, moving a couple of times. So
from Dallas to LA.
Yeah.
So another big project that we couldn't talk about back at MatsuruCon 2 years ago was Borderlands 2, which is a game I've played thoroughly, all the DLCs, the whole campaign, and I also got the chance to play with Gage.
Yay.
And now you got to play Gage as a Necromancer. How was it being her?
Amazing. I love Gage. That was such a fun experience. The writer and creator, I guess, of the game, Anthony, was so willing to let me improvise. The echo logs were so much fun. When I worked on that, that was actually over my birthday. So I say the Gage was a birthday present for me. And it was just so cool. And then getting to see like Borderlands bus wraps and billboards and things like that, it was both super exciting and super painful because I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So I would at all costs try to sneak pictures and put my life in danger because I was so excited about the project. So
awesome. And then other big news since then is that you've been in Sword Art Online, which also got to be on Toonami. And in that, the cool part about that is it was near the bring back of Toonami too. So how is it like being that, and how's fans' reaction been to it? Because I think there's now a potential season 2.
I think so. I think there's, I know based on the manga, there's many like arcs and light novels and things like that. So hopefully the show can go for a while. Bryce and I actually found out that it was going to be airing on Toonami at Anime Boston when we premiered it. So that was like a crazy exciting Sword Art weekend, and we had just like screened the first 2 episodes, and then they said go to the Aniplex panel, and they said, oh, it's going to be on Toonami, and it was so exciting. And we got to watch that every weekend with fans at conventions, so that was amazing. The fan support for that show has been insane. Everybody's been so cool. Bryce and I go to conventions together. I don't think there's been a convention in the last year and a half where I haven't been without my brother Bryce. So it's been awesome.
Awesome. Now, you also recently got to be in a major film with Mr. Shane Dawson. How did that project go, and what can fans expect from it?
It is going to be a comedy, so it'll be my first time playing a comedy. I guess it's kind of like an American Pie style comedy. I got to work with Shane, which was very fun. And then there's another YouTuber, My Toe Cold, which is Drew Monson. He's in the film as well. And Lisa Schwartz, who is Shane's girlfriend, is also in the film. Shane got to help with the writing process, and he directed it, and he's starring in it, and he and I have the same birthday, and we have the same, like there were so many weird similarities. Yeah. But I was in Pittsburgh for a month during February, driving in the snow and the sleet and the rain and the black ice and all that fun stuff, making a funny, quirky comedy. And it's also associated with a reality show called The Chair, which will be airing on Stars, I think, around September. It's from the guys that did Project Greenlight, and now they're taking one film, giving it to 2 different directors and having them change the script a little bit, and then they're making 2 different movies. And so you get to watch the behind the scenes of them making the movie, so you'll get to see me and Shane and everybody else making a movie, being silly, making jokes and singing songs. We sang train songs all day long. But I think the film is looking to come out in September as well. So yeah, it was a blast. It'll be very exciting. And there will be some scenes in there that, like a lot of people say, like, this isn't the kind of movie that I would ever think that I could expect you doing. So it was fun. It was definitely out of my comfort zone.
Now, another film that we know you've been part of for a really long time is Beyond the Furthest Star. Yeah. You know, the project's been a little delayed here and there. So how's it been going, working, trying to get that project out?
It was great. Last year in October, we did a partial release in about 3 theaters just to see how it did. And it was out with Gravity and Captain Phillips, and at one theater it was out for 2 weekends in these 3 theaters. It was #1 in one theater the whole weekend, and then the second weekend it dropped to just below Gravity at #2, which I was like, that's awesome, we'll take that. And then at the other 2 theaters that it premiered at, it was at 2 and 3, so it was definitely in the top 3 all weekend, both 2 weekends, so that was great.
Now, a little fun fact a lot of fans may not know about this is that you got to work on Radio Disney and ABC Radio for 10 years. Do you feel your work helped with you doing voice acting? Because we all know that another friend of ours, Mr. Kyle Bear, was also a DJ for Radio Disney, and he's the one who got it started in Dallas. So how is it? Did you ever get to work with him on that?
I didn't get to work with Kyle at Radio Disney. I worked with Kara Edwards. She was also, it was Squeege and Kara, so it was Kyle and Kara that did a show together. I worked with Kara a little bit while I was there. I did all the promos and commercials, so anything on the commercial break, you would be able to hear me. And I still work for Radio Disney, still doing that. And actually, my husband works there at Radio Disney, so me and my husband are doing promos all the time now, which is very cool. But yeah, for a while I had my own show, 8 to midnight, Saturday and Sunday, which was awesome because I learned about how to run my own board, live radio, taking calls and editing the calls and all of that kind of stuff, which is crazy. I didn't know 30 seconds was so long, but it is. It's a very long time. So it was fantastic. It was a great experience. And yeah, I think it definitely helped with my voice acting. It's just stretching different muscles, just like I think that doing improv definitely helped with my voice acting and film work and doing comedy training. So yeah, I mean, it definitely just keeps you on your toes and you're willing to try anything and do anything and try to be entertaining and talk to a bunch of people. So it was definitely a lot of fun.
Awesome. And now you have transitioned to be working in LA. What has brought a lot of people to move there from Dallas to LA? Because we know a lot of our friends have moved from Dallas to LA. What has drawn so many people to move over to LA?
For me, it was a really hard decision because my family's in Dallas, Funimation's in Dallas. I worked with Radio Disney in Dallas, and I love Dallas. That's my home and will always be my home. But I was starting to do a lot of on-camera work and film stuff and auditioning and flying out to LA for auditions. And at one point, I had 3 trips out to LA in a matter of 2 weeks, and was close on a lot of stuff, which was great. And then had a lot of people that I spoke with, and they said you have to make the jump, and you could still go back to Dallas and do a lot of work here, but people know you and they'll be willing to work with you. Nobody knew me in LA to be like, well, who is this? Why do we need to cram everything in a week? But in Dallas, everybody's been very flexible and very supportive. So I basically just moved out there because there were a lot more film and television opportunities, and also VO stuff, which was great. More video games, which I've been working on some of that stuff. So it was kind of just like a necessary evil that needed to happen, but it wasn't even evil. I love LA, and it was great. Luckily, my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, was willing to come with me, so that worked out very well.
Now, as we all know, you have the NDAs,
yes,
and we know that you can't always tell us what you got in the books and the cooking.
Yeah.
What do you want fans to know about that are coming out?
There's a couple of projects that I have there's a little anime devil on my shoulder sitting there being like, just tell them it's okay, it's exciting, but I can't talk about those. I did a animated film called Ribbit with Sean Astin, Tim Curry, and Russell Peters, and I think that should be coming out in September as well. I think it's premiering at a film festival in Buffalo in 2 weeks, and I play Sean Astin's love interest. I'm a flying squirrel named Sandy, so I'm very excited about that. And Beyond the Farthest Star, we did the test review that did really, really well, or the test release, and so I think they said they're looking at November, December release, and I don't know how they're going to do that. Trying to think if there's anything anime related that I could talk about. I don't know if I can. I did a little animated show on Sprout called Zoo about a bunch of zebras. I play Elsie, and that was super cute. I worked on Doc McStuffins a little bit. I was a little character named Curly Q, a little rag doll with like curly, frizzy hair. So she had a little bit of an identity crisis, which was an adorable show to get to work on. And I love anything Disney, so to get to play on Doc McStuffins was very exciting. But I think that's all that I'm allowed to say. I'm like so nervous about saying anything anime related. I mean, more fairy tale always. We're working on that. But I think that's all that won't get my head chopped off right this minute.
Again, I have 3-year-old nieces.
Yeah.
They're twins. So yeah, they every once in a while will watch Doc McStuffins.
Yeah.
So is there any way fans can keep up with you on the net? Of course, we know Mr. Roy Bevins, who runs the Epic Nights of Cherami Leigh. And that's another great way to keep up with you. I know you have a Twitter, your own Facebook that you every once in a while are able to pop in because we know you're a busy lady. So those are pretty much the other place, the 3 main places we can keep up with you. Is there any other place you want fans to know about?
This year's been crazy since I got married and was shooting a film and whatever else. So I'm trying to get better about my social media stuff. I, of course, have a Twitter. My husband is trying to get me to make more videos, so I will have a YouTube account. I did one video, and then I was going to do one at least once every couple of weeks. And I slacked off because things got crazy, and I got married and whatever else, and that sucked up my life for a month and a half. So I'll start doing that on my YouTube page or whatever, just to check in and talk about some anime stuff. I know I'll be posting, I think it's a pretty exciting video in a couple of weeks when I'm allowed to talk about things. So that's great. But my Facebook, it's just Cherami Leigh, and I'll try to be better about that. It's been a little nuts. But I see all of your comments, I check in on stuff, and even if I don't post anything, I'm definitely reading everything that you guys say. And I love you guys so much. You're so sweet. And Roy is awesome. If you have any questions, Roy checks in with me as well, and so he has everything handled on Epic Nights. So
thanks so much, Cherami, for talking with us. Thank you so much. Thank you.